Call me Big Pop, but all right, let's see what Coach Pop had to say about this atrocity we call a basketball game. Let's see. Pop, I want to hear from a coach's perspective. That's fair. Since this isn't that long, I'm just gonna do normal speed. Is that okay? And there's no closed captions on it, unfortunately. But
you've seen Luka do that before. What did you think of his performance?
That was average. What the hell? It was a Hall of Fame performance like he does almost every night. He was great. Kyrie wasn't bad either. So, you know, the two future Hall of Famers got us. They took over the game, but it doesn't really bother me that much. The 12 turnovers in the second half where we lost composure offensively, a lot of unforced turnovers, quick decisions, quick shots where we didn't really make them guard.
That has been a continuous theme, and I guess it comes with being a young team. We really gonna need Keldon to hone in on that too. But like, yeah, the Spurs always start off like really strong, and it was a problem last season too. But they'll start off really strong, composed, and then like when you get into the second half, it's like it just kind of falls apart. And this one, at least I could say this, it felt like it became more off the rails once they went into the fourth, and it seemed like they were right there with the Mavericks for the majority of the game. And on top of that, with all the adversity that they were going against or going, they were dealing with. Sorry, I can't talk because I'm so sleepy. That they were dealing with. I think that they handled it pretty well. And then I think if the Spurs would have just stayed with Wemby, we would have had a better shot at winning. Would it have been guaranteed? No, of course not. Nothing's guaranteed. But I do think that would have been our best shot instead of forcing like double team shots, and it was just bad. And it's not like Wemby didn't make a bad play at the end. Like it was a bad turnover he did at the end. But it was when it was about 2 minutes. That's when I got pissed off because I'm like, all right, guys, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I'm okay with losing. Just don't shoot yourself in the foot. No hero ball unless you're an actual Batman or at least a Robin.
That's a tough combination when they're scoring at the other end. We're going to have to score, and those turnovers and those kind of dry possessions, I call them, really hurt us. But we hung in there the whole night. We were there.
Yep.
I was really proud of their effort.
Yep.
They're going to make mistakes that hopefully as the year goes along they'll take care of. But you could see Dallas's execution and experience. There the last 4 minutes.
Can I say this? Hold on, Pop. I'm gonna let you finish in a minute, my boy. But let me say this really quick too. Popovich's demeanor was like on point this game. Like it gave me. I got so excited while watching this game because it gave me just snippets, just a little snippet of the old Spurs. Like it, I forgot how long it's been since we've been a legitimate threat. And I'm not saying we're a threat right now, but we are definitely going in that direction. We have a superstar now. Like we're going to go in that direction and become a threat again. And it's just been so long. And Popovich's demeanor, the way that he was talking to his players, the way that he was directing traffic with our guys, he wanted to win. That was that nasty Pop. He was keyed in. He was focused. And it's like, man, I have not seen that in a while. Popovich always like focuses, but he's taken more of a role of, I'm just a teacher. That's just what I'm here for right now. It's okay if we make mistakes. And we don't really necessarily saw him like get as animated for a while. And there's reasons for that. But this past game, this game against the Mavericks, he was keyed in, man. He was focused, man.
In the last couple minutes of a game, are those situations where the guys have to figure out what you want in those situations?
Well, I think it's sure. I mean, they know what play we're running. It just execution has to be better. But we cut it short lots of times. Quick shots, just not moving the basketball. We're not going to have a Kyrie or a Luka who's going to just give them the ball and they're going to do what they do.
Well, hold on, Pop. Just slow down. Let's relax. All right. There is a guy that I know of that might be able to do a little bit of what you're saying. He did a little bit of that in the fourth. I know a guy.
team. So we've got to do it as a group and move the ball, take advantage of some things. And for
We
the
do.
most part,
We got to play good
all night
team
long,
ball,
they did a very
but
good job of it, but not down the stretch.
How did you think Victor responded?
exactly. The reporter heard that. He said, "Nah, Pop ain't letting you get away with it." How do you think Victor? Hold on, let's listen. Hold on, I'll tell you what he says because it's so faint. Hold on, so faint.
All night long, they did a very good job of it, but not down the stretch.
How did you think Victor responded to spending the night in foul trouble? And what
I think it was great. One of the toughest things for a player is you get into foul trouble and you never get in a rhythm and you're in and out of the game and that sort of thing. So I thought his maturity showed even at a young age where he came in with the last, I think, 7 minutes and just played. We ran some stuff for him. He executed where a lot of guys would have been totally out of it by then.
That's what I said. Dude, I feel so validated. That was my whole thing. Like that whole 37 rant that I went on about Keldon and Wemby. Like that was part of what I said. I thought that what the most important thing about this game was that Victor never put his head down. The fact that he still executed. It was incredible because usually like guys will get flustered. Like they would get upset. They would be all over the place. You see it with Malachi Branham. We saw it with Derek White. You guys know how much I love Derek White. You see it with young guys all the freaking time that, you get in foul trouble. The way that he got in foul trouble, it felt malicious. Like it wasn't just, if you turn up the volume, you can hear Pop cursing Keldon under his breath. But no, it wasn't just the fact that he played well or whatnot. But it just felt like the ref, or it wasn't just the fact that he was in foul trouble. It felt like the refs were malicious with it. Like the stuff they were calling was like, really? But you didn't see him like complain too often. You didn't see him, throw his hands up and say, what the heck? Even at the end of the game, he's such a great teammate that when, Keldon made his mistakes as far as like having tunnel vision, he had his hand up to like, hey, give me the ball. But he didn't fluster when the shot got blocked or whatnot. He didn't say, oh my God, like he didn't do that. And I can't stand, I'll just be honest with you guys. This is something that this is a pet peeve of mine when it comes to players. I don't like theatrics. Like I do not like players that show out their teammates in those situations. Like the whole thing with Jordan Poole's teammate. Who did it? I can't remember. Chat will know. But like he threw his hands up and he was upset and it's like, oh, dude, come on. He did have the high hand in that moment. Like I don't like stuff like that. I didn't like when LeBron did it with J.R. Smith in the finals. It was like, come on, like still your teammate. You still got a game to play. You got a whole overtime to get to. Like I don't like that type of stuff. And and it's okay to get onto players here and there, but it shouldn't be theatrics. It shouldn't be to the point where it's like, this is the problem, this is the issue. And I don't think Wemby did that. He didn't give anybody any arsenal to go at his teammates, and I think that's really great about him. Great teammate.
Because they, as you said, were in foul trouble and didn't get their rhythm. So I thought he had a wonderful outing, considering that.
Coach, we saw you sometimes talking to Jeremy because he was starting with a new role. What were you saying to him on the sidelines? Because sometimes
he's not going to remember what he said to
Jeremy. It was a 48-minute
Jeremy.
game. I talked to him the whole night. I mean,
Yeah.
What you want me to say? We're just trying to educate him.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, oh my God. Like we sit on our couch. Well, they're not sitting on the couch, but like we sit on our couches and we're like, he did this right there and he did this right there. He don't remember everything he said. And the thing is, he's been talking to Jeremy probably the entire game. And the only thing that we saw was the small clip when the cameraman put it on Popovich. It was after what he was probably telling him was about getting the ball out early because the Spurs like to push the pace. And that's probably all he was trying to tell him because it was right after Trey Jones did a lob in transition. That was a really nice play to Malachi that resulted in an and one, I believe. And then instantly the camera went to Popovich going over to Jeremy Sohan. He was probably just telling him that, but Popovich himself, how would he know that? What he was saying, you would have to tell him very specifically, oh, and Pop, you were doing this hand motion. He'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's a weird question.
It's a new position for him. He's learning something, every practice, every game he's going to learn. But I love his energy. His defensive energy. Offensively, he's learning how to, control a group out there. So it'll take a little bit of time to gel them together, but I was really pleased with him overall.
Could you talk about Trey coming off the bench? What he gave you individually?
Trey's a winner. Trey
He is a winner.
He doesn't care how many minutes he plays. He doesn't care what the situation is. He's going to do things that help a team win, and everybody respects him for that to a great extent. He comes in and he makes the energy get even higher. He's been fantastic.
Huh, that's fun. That's cool that Pop said that. That kind of put things in more perspective, even for myself, because I do like Trey Jones. The only times I say anything negative at all, it's in relation to like Spurs fans hyping someone up a little bit too much, where it's like, I don't know, guys. I don't know if he's like the point guard of the future. He seems more like a kind of a Corey Joseph role in a way. Like, they're not the same player, but just kind of that role. And I think it's kind of cool that Pop said, yeah, everyone respects him. So he's almost like a vet of the team, it seems like. That's pretty cool.
Anybody else?
So
They gotta get one more question.
Devin after the preseason, his growth,
Yeah, Devin's he's a shooter, he's a scorer, and he's confident in that role and doing a good job.
What do you think Victor's biggest challenge on defensively, for nights like tonight when he gets into foul trouble, if it happens again?
I think Wemby's first foul, the camera showed him looking up at the screen, watching the replay, saying that's not a foul, and when he smiles, saying it, I'm shocked he didn't get a T. How they were officiating that game, I'm shocked they didn't kick him out of the game for that. I'm shocked. I'm shocked when he had a cough, when he coughed on the court. That wasn't a flagrant.
Might be in the early part of the season defensively against opponents.
You just play defense. You just get better at it.
Yeah, good stuff. That was actually really good. I'm glad that you guys voted. Oh my god, I'm glad you guys voted on me to react to Pop over Wemby. To be honest, that was pretty nice. Hold on, I was reading one of these. What did it say? Spurs should get back Jonathan Simmons. Guy was a beast. Oh, you haven't seen Jonathan Simmons lately play basketball. He's not the same, bro. He doesn't have the same lift. He doesn't have the same athleticism that he used to. So, yeah, that's you don't want modern day Jonathan Simmons. I do like Jonathan Simmons a lot too. He seems like a cool dude, but yeah.